Hi, everybody. Welcome to Buffalo After Dark. It is Tuesday, September 1st. Of course, we're joined tonight by Buffalo Bob himself, Bobby Hansen. How's it going?
Hola.
And, of course, Big Fresh Matt Sean here. How you doing?
We're good, man. We're just that much closer to football season. I cannot wait.
Yes, tomorrow's hump day, so that's good. We're halfway through the week. So it's kind of nice. We're doing a nice little alternating schedule now. So basically this week we're doing Tuesday. Next week, join us on Friday. We'll get that up and running. And, of course, unfortunately, we don't have Facebook Live going tonight because Zoom's being a dork, but it's all good.
Yep, for sure. And I actually like the rotation because, it helps me out a little bit with me and my fiance and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's nice too because especially with it being the busier recruiting season at work, and a lot of the plant visits I do. It actually helps out also. It's kind of nice to get away from that stuff and jump on here for a little bit.
Absolutely. And plus, we all agree, football season is just upon us.
Yep.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And speaking of football, actually, we're going to jump on the hot box tonight, and we got a couple things out of the Buffalo Bills this week. So, first, running back Antonio Williams is going to return to the Buffalo Bills for the 2020 season. So we ended up seeing that happen, and basically what happened, he ended up being cut earlier in the preseason, but he is going to be back on the team. So that's going to be one thing that we have.
And it's 1-0 Islanders as we speak.
Okay. Sweet. And then one other thing in news that came out earlier actually late yesterday, and we ended up putting it up on the page around midnight last night, is that Carolina has made a deal with the Bills, and the Bills have acquired linebacker Andre Smith in exchange for a 2023 conditional pick.
For me, it doesn't matter. The Bills needed help on special teams to begin with because they had so many problems on it last year. So maybe there's a reason why they got guys like Tyler Matkovich and now training for Andre Smith. So it makes a little more sense. But, of course, don't tell Jets fans that because they think, it's a quote-unquote wasted draft pick for a guy that they were trading for that was going to be put on waivers. And yet the Jets had no choice but to trade Kellen Lodge back to the Dolphins because he failed the physical. So Jets fans have the last place to talk.
Yeah, they would say something.
Yeah, go for it. As I say, Sean, you're the voice of reason. Go ahead.
Trust me, there's no reasoning with Jets fans these days. There just isn't. I'm sorry.
Right. Very true. Quick stat out of Carolina when he was playing with the Panthers, he was actually taking about 66% of the special team snaps, and he actually had 5 tackles. So not too bad, but he was definitely a big special teams player.
That's not bad at all. What's really ironic? Ironic, and I did the math for this the other day, and I want you to just bear with me for a minute. Remember the Kelvin Benjamin trade that happened 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
How could I not forget that?
Yeah. Listen to this, and this is going to be really interesting. The pick that the Bills gave up, it was a 3rd-round pick. I forget who the Panthers took with that pick. And the 7th-round pick that the Panthers took with that pick was Andre Smith.
So they got almost nothing out of it in return then.
Practically.
Yeah.
Practically. The Bills did get Kelvin Benjamin, who did absolutely nothing.
Right. He's done absolutely nothing since. And then basically we're getting our player back. So it all works out.
Yeah, for the most part. I just find that very interesting that the Bills traded for a linebacker that was part of a trade 3 years ago, and nobody noticed.
It's weird because it's like you're saying, it's really not being reported on here in Buffalo that much. But the thing is, they mentioned the trade happened, but they're not going into that deep dive with it about basically talking about how we essentially got a player back out of our trade.
Yeah, you want to know why? Because nobody gives a fuck.
Exactly. So seeing that's the case, of course, the beginning of the season's right around the corner here. So, of course, we're going to load it up with some more football and get into that. But we have a little bit of breaking news in hockey today. So, Bobby, go ahead and take it away.
All right. So, obviously, for those who are hockey fans, there's been a lot of speculation about the Florida Panthers. And The breaking news is that Columbus Blue Jackets assistant general manager Bill Zito is expected to be named the new general manager of the Florida Panthers tomorrow. Okay, and so some of the candidates were Chris Drury, Kevin Weeks, and I forget the other one. And Chris Drury opted out of all of the processing, and Kevin Weeks was one of the finalists. And then Mike Fuda, who was the assistant GM for the LA Kings, he was a finalist. He didn't get the job. So they just said Bill Zito out of nowhere. So, I mean, it could be a good hire. I don't know. I don't really care about the Florida Panthers that much, but I think they can build something if they got the right guy. And the former GM, Dale Talon, is under investigation by the NHL for saying some inappropriate racial derogatory comments towards players and staff during the bubble.
He's at it again.
Fucking Dale.
Some things never change.
No, they don't.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, and of course, yesterday was the trade deadline in Major League Baseball, and the Mets pissed me off every fucking year. So why am I even bothering?
Right.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of the Mets, what happened to those last 2 games on Sunday, bro?
God, fuck.
What happened?
Oh God, now it's my turn, isn't it?
Yeah, it's your turn to get the crack.
Right it is.
Go ahead and rub it in, Matt. Rub it in.
Especially game 3. Like, I mean, come on, man. You blow a 7-2 lead. How did that happen?
That's a great question. That's a great question, New York. Fuck me, man. I hate the Mets so fucking much that they traded with the Rangers, of all people, to bring back the Todd Father. Literally, you trade with the Rangers to get Todd fucking Frazier back. Why? Let me put it this way. I cannot wait until the day it is official that Stephen Cohen is the new owner of the New York Mets. That way they can go out and get actual good players, not Todd fucking Frazier. Oh yeah. That works. That perfectly sums up your fucking season. You can't do shit.
Yeah. I was gonna say, Bobby, it's like you knew that was gonna be coming after the last couple games here.
I had to bring it up eventually, man.
Yeah.
I had to bring it up. After all the crap you talked about my Yankees, now it's my turn.
You think that's embarrassing? They're losing to the fucking Orioles.
Could be worse. Could be Trevor Howard's team, the Asterisks.
Oh yeah, the Mets lost to the fucking Marlins too.
That's a fact.
Yeah, that too.
Oh God, I hate being a Mets fan, but I have no choice.
Right.
And looks like right now my Yankees are up 2-0 over the Rays.
Oh goody.
Wow.
How's that Garrett Cole contract panning out?
Say what?
Down the road.
Okay.
Well, that Stanton contract is not working out pretty well too. He's always hurt.
Well,
What?
I do.
You got not much to say about that, don't you?
What's there to say?
I mean, you have a guy who was carrying the Marlins on his back all these years, goes to a juggernaut Yankees team and hasn't done shit.
I mean, he's not the first player to do it, you know.
Yeah, I know. And I'm really curious, Sean. I'm not a wrestling fan, obviously, but what the hell are the marks? I'm really interested to know about that.
Oh boy, how do I explain this?
Please explain this.
Mark they've had various definitions, but the definition that's used today that is actually more accurate than others is that those that take wrestling too seriously to the point where they act like they know more about the business than the people that actually work in the business. That's freaking annoying. So, yeah.
Sounds like the Jets fans in a nutshell, and Dolphins fans, and Patriots fans, and Vikings fans, and Titans fans, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, but we're talking about fake fighting here.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I know.
You know,
You know what would be a really good wrestling match to watch? Is anybody out there who's a fan of Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings? Is J.R.R. Tolkien versus George R.R. Martin in a Hell in the Cell match?
Oh gosh. If there was an epic rap battle history video about that, but hey, I would like to see a Hell in a Cell match with those two.
Oh yeah, that would be fun to do. I mean, I've seen that too. I love that video. But yeah, have you seen that, Tom?
What, the Hell in a Cell match with them too?
No.
Yeah.
The epic rap battle between J.R.R. Tolkien and George R.R. Martin.
Actually, I haven't checked it out, honestly.
Oh my God, it's
Oh, you
hysterical.
got to see it, man.
All
You
right.
need to see it. If you're a fan of Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings, that's a big bonus to latch onto. That's what I think. You should definitely check it out when you can. It's hysterical. But yeah.
And
And I think he's out again.
again.
Yeah.
What?
Your Wi-Fi went out again.
What's up with your Wi-Fi, man? I thought you had it fixed.
My Wi-Fi's ass, and the guy never came to the house.
Oh, okay. Blame it on the guy then.
That explains it.
I know, we don't have a choice. But anyway,
Yeah.
so to answer your question, Reggie Gilliam actually got to switch positions today from a fullback to a tight end. Did you see that?
Yeah, I read the feed on it. Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you don't bring in any vets.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
It is
But-
what it is.
Yeah. And can I just go through this podcast without not mentioning the clusterfuck that happened in Jacksonville?
Oh, jeez.
Who wants to start that conversation?
Oh, man.
How about we flip for it? Heads, it's going to be Sean. And then for tails, it's going to be Tom. Let's see. Who brings it up? It's heads, so it's Sean.
Oh gosh, what in the blue freak is going on in Jacksonville? Boggles my mind. Marcel Darius, what in the world?
Well, not only that, I mean, you have the Yannick Ngakoue trade, cutting Leonard Fournette, and the guy doesn't even get picked off of waivers. I mean, it's a clusterfuck. And yet Doug Moron is saying, oh, we can't find any trade partners in the offseason. We had all offseason, spring and summer, and we couldn't find a partner.
Like, why would they? I don't even know why they would waive Fournette in the first place. I don't get that.
It's bonehead idiotic move.
You know why they're doing all this? Because they're trying to get Trevor Lawrence.
Good luck with that.
Good luck with that. So are the Patriots.
Yeah, I don't know about the Patriots, to be honest with you. The Patriots, I mean, they're going to be okay, but they're definitely not going to be what they were all these years. Not a chance.
Yeah, well, Jared Stidham doesn't perform as well, and obviously Cam Newton's got that 1-year deal. New England might not have a choice but to go after Trevor Lawrence.
Well, you have them, you have the Jets, you have Jacksonville. There's a lot of bad teams. Washington could probably use a quarterback. There's a lot of issues going on as of now for teams that need quarterbacks. I mean, Carolina, I would even be surprised if they were in the counter running. You know what I'm saying? Because who the hell comes out and says, oh, we're going to sign Teddy Bridgewater to this contract and make him our franchise quarterback?
Yeah,
Nobody.
Right.
exactly. And there he goes again.
Yeah. Oh, Marcel Darius. I'm like, oh my God, what did Jacksonville do?
Good gosh. And Bills fans want to talk about possibly wanting to bring him back. I'm like, no, we're good. We're good.
Yeah. We're actually better off. I mean, that cap deal he ended up, the deal he had, I mean, totally blew the cap apart. I mean, it's definitely worth going without him.
For real.
It's so funny to watch remember how 3 years ago Jacksonville fans were saying Duval and they were saying Super Bowls, and then all of a sudden now they're just a pile of shit again.
Exactly. What happened? All that talk for nothing.
Yeah.
Jacksons.
Yeah. Well, the biggest problem is you have Doug Bonehead Marone down there.
Not to mention, you also have the bonehead Tom Coughlin down there. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. He was down there. He got fired
Yeah.
for basically having a shitty job. That's pretty much what he did implied by too. But yeah, Jacksonville is a shit show, and not to mention they held on to Yannick Ngakoue for too long.
Mm-hmm. Right, and then you also have to figure out that, I mean, they actually had the idiot Nathaniel Hackett as their offensive coordinator for how many years before Marone actually decided to fire his best buddy.
He's been doing that for a while. I'm not surprised, to be honest. And you know what? I hope to God I never see his face in Buffalo ever again.
Well, it might not have to because, I mean, apparently he's the offensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers now.
Hey, are you serious?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Nate Hackett is the.
Yeah.
You're telling me that Nathaniel Hackett is the old coordinator in Green Bay?
Yeah, he is.
Oh,
Oh God!
In fact, here's a little something I could share for you guys. So, and this was actually reported right through Packers.com, and they actually have an introduction to Nathaniel Hackett on their site. So apparently what happened is Green Bay has Mike Pettin as a defensive coordinator, which is a good move. I mean, Mike Pettin's always been a good D coordinator. And Matt LaFleur decided, let's go ahead with Nathaniel Hackett. So here's what the Packers actually say on their own site about it. Number one.
Oh God! Here we go.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be brutal. It's like, number one, his Jaguars offense in 2017 was one of the best in the league. That was the first point that they lead with. And I'm like, what?
What the freak?
I know. In fact, here you go, guys. Take a look. It's right on here.
Oh God!
And even better, promoted from QB coach to offensive coordinator in Jacksonville during the 2016 season. Hackett had the reins from the start in 2017 and directed one of the league's best attacks under St. Doug.
Wait. Can I read the bottom
Cracking Green Bay or something?
Wait. Can I read the bottom one? Number 2, he got the most out of Blake Bortles in the primary.
Blake Bortles. Oh, God. Oh, you want to see number 3? Green Bay will be the 3rd NFL team and 4th team overall for whom he's running offense.
Oh, gosh.
But like, he was the offensive coordinator of the Bills for 2 years and for the University of Syracuse, and before that, both under Doug Marone. During his first year at Buffalo, the Bills ranked 2nd in the league in rushing, led by Fred Jackson and C.J. Spiller.
Oh, yeah, that's a great compliment. That's a lot of praise.
Yeah, where's C.J. Spiller lately?
C.J. Spiller hasn't been in that film like 5 years.
Right. I'm like, what are they thinking?
You know what it is? My issue with Green Bay is they're running out of options so much onto the field that they're leaving Aaron Rodgers out there to die. You think that's bad? Their drafting this past spring was utter garbage. If not, it was one of the worst drafting teams in the whole NFL.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically their philosophy is, we need to get weapons for Aaron Rodgers. Draft a quarterback. We got to get an offensive lineman to protect Aaron Rodgers. Drafts a running back. Can we keep going on this?
Green Bay's a nightmare right now. But it's like, you look back at their draft, it's like the first pick of the draft for Green Bay was quarterback Jordan Love.
And the worst part is they traded with the Dolphins to do that. Like, why would you trade up to take a quarterback when you have more important needs, like an offensive line or wide receivers? Anybody who follows the Packers knows that Aaron Rodgers is going to bolt out of Green Bay because of the shitty incompetence by this shithole of a team. I mean, the only reason, let's be honest here, the only reason that the Packers are close to relevant is because of Aaron Rodgers.
Right. I mean, and actually, I got the draft up from 2020 on the screen here. So the first problem they did is draft quarterback Jordan Love. Then they go with A.J. Dillon. Then they go with Josiah DeGara. Kamal Martin, John Runyon, Jake Hansen, Simon Stepniak, whoever the hell he is, Vernon Scott. The best player they probably drafted was edge rusher Jonathan Garvin.
Oh, gosh,
How
man.
bad is that draft?
Oh.
Especially when out of your first 5 picks, 2 of them are a D or a D plus rating.
That's just sad.
Fucking Jacksonville.
Sad.
Yeah, they're totally irrelevant.
The Packers, you know what's even more sad to me is the Vikings are going to be better than them. The Lions are going to be better than them.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and that's pretty sad.
Really?
Saying the Detroit Lions are going to be better because they've been horrible for how many years?
Yeah, the Lions have just been like out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, even now, the Lions are still garbage, but even then, they'll be better than the Packers.
Right. I mean, and even one of the things I can look at, I mean, probably it's pretty bad when we can say one of the better players that Jacksonville has had going back probably like the last 15 years was former Bill Paul Leslie. That's
God.
pretty
Who,
bad.
Jacksonville?
Yeah, when he played down there.
What about MJD?
Well, Maurice Jones-Drew is actually a pretty good running back, but still, I mean, it's pretty bad when MJD and Posluszny are 2 of your best players for that era.
Yeah, I mean, do you remember David Garrard?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, he was a pretty good quarterback for the Jaguars. But it's just too bad, though, because I always liked Garrard, but the problem was the Dolphins. I mean, not the Dolphins. What am I saying, the Dolphins? The Jaguars. The Jaguars don't know what the hell they're doing. And they're trying to pretend, even with Coughlin, they're trying to go back to what they did back in the 90s when they became an expansion team. Remember those years when Jacksonville was this considered lowly budget franchise, and they went to the AFC Championship game, and they played the Patriots, who, by the way, is their dad because they now played twice there against them, and New England beat them both times.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like the only little bit of success Jacksonville had early on was back at that time. And then they started to get better the last couple of years, and now they're a total train wreck again.
Jaguars? Oh, yeah, absolutely. And you know what's really funny? I don't know if you saw this or any of you saw this. On Barstool Sports, there was a video that was trending of a fan, right? And he was just going through all the jerseys he had of every player he had that played for the Jaguars. And there was one about Leonard Fournette, Jalen Ramsey, Yannick Ngakoue, Blake Bortles, and Allen Robinson. All of them were caliber players on the AFC Championship game team with the Jaguars 3 years ago when they played the Bills in the playoffs.
Right.
They're all gone.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, seriously. It's like Jacksonville, Shad Khan, do something for your team. Don't go cheap. I mean, you got billions of dollars. Come on.
Well, Shad Khan is too fucking cheap to do that, so I'm not really that surprised by his actions. And you know what? He does not deserve to be an NFL owner. He doesn't care about the team. And if there's one thing that I know for sure, and it's considered the worst kept secret, is he wants to move the team to London.
It wouldn't surprise me. And then, well, actually, Matt will know this. I mean, with the fact that Shad Khan is a big part of AEW wrestling, getting that started up.
Oh, God, yeah. I know Sean's like, wait, isn't he one of the investors for NXT?
No. Mm-mm. Not even close.
I know Khan's involved in something in the wrestling world. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, his son, the son, Tony Khan.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what his son does, so you might have to explain this to me.
I wish I could, but I don't even watch AEW.
Oh, I thought you were this big-ass, like, wrestling fanatic.
I'm sorry. AEW got ruined for me long ago, okay?
I don't know. I don't know the difference between I don't know the difference between WWE and pretend wrestling. I don't know the difference.
Well, here you go, guys. The bio of Tony Khan on the screen.
Oh, gosh.
Doesn't that picture look like he's from Office Space or something?
I know.
I can't even see his face because it's like, hold on. Oh, my God. He looks like Michael Scott.
He's only 37.
Right.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh,
man.
God. It reminds me so much of that movie Office Space where basically it's like, Lundberg, do you have those TQR reports today? Yeah, go. Yeah, that stapler's in the basement. Yeah.
I've never seen Office Space, so I wouldn't get the joke.
You haven't seen Office Space?
I know, it's funny. I've seen The Office, but I've never seen Office Space.
You gotta watch it, man.
I've never seen Office Space either.
Yeah,
I know. This
it's
is
a great movie. I mean, especially like, in the corporate world, it's so hilarious, but so true.
I mean, you know what I will say, though, is the Jaguars themselves remind me of Milton Wadhams from Office Space. That's what I know for a fact is Milton Wadhams. Nobody wants anything to do with that team unless they're shoved into our faces.
Right. Yeah, and apparently, here's the interesting thing. So Tony Khan is actually still part of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and apparently he served as the senior VP of technology and analytics. Go figure. And then apparently he's also a vice chairman and director of Fulham FC, which is a soccer team. So he's got that. And then apparently he's the guy who runs the show with All Elite Wrestling.
Oh my God. Read this part right here. On All Elite Wrestling, in late 2018, Khan, who is a quote-unquote lifelong avid fan of professional wrestling, filed for several trademarks for a new venture that was shortly thereafter confirmed to be a new professional pro league of wrestling. At All Elite Wrestling, the AEW, Khan and his daddy, auto parts billionaire Shad Khan, are the promotion's lead investors. My God.
Oh, what a mark.
Right. Oh, yeah.
What a mark.
Good job, Khan. You're basically
That's like him.
the Jaguars.
And the thing, this is the guy that listens to dirt sheet writers like Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, man.
Oh, boy.
Taking advice from them. You serious?
Right, and at the time, Meltzer's wrong. I mean, like a lot of dirt sheet writers have no
even admit it.
Right. So, yeah, it's just brutal. So,
you know who else is another piece of shit? Stan Kroenke, who's the owner of the LA Rams. He's another piece of shit.
Oh yeah. So guess what came out today? They did like a little video, I guess, out in LA about his new stadium that's only $5 billion.
Only $5 billion, dude. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's like it's like, I mean, Jerry World out in Dallas only cost $1.5 billion. This is like it's the most expensive stadium ever built in the NFL at over $5 billion.
Now wait a minute. Why was he able to build a stadium yet he's not willing to spend on players? That makes no fucking sense.
Right.
I know.
And yet the interesting thing is that apparently his stadium's like a big part of like a whole like development now, because NFL Network's got a new building that's right next door to the stadium, and I guess the LA Clippers, from what I heard, are going to build a new arena right next to the stadium, and then they're going to start to develop it. It's supposed to be similar to what Staples is down in Los Angeles, but apparently, yeah, Kroenke decided, oh yeah, let's spend $5 billion on a stadium. And then it's the first stadium ever that's full 4K ultra high def on everything. It's the largest scoreboard ever built, which is like 120 yards long, dual sided. So basically everyone can see everything. It's like 4 stories tall, clear covered roof. I mean, he went like way overboard on this place. He wants it to be like the football cathedral, basically.
Yep.
But yet he couldn't do crap in St. Louis.
No, he was too cheap to do that to begin with.
Yeah, he was like, in St. Louis, he's like, oh, I'm poor. I can't afford to do anything with the old Edward Jones Dome. Oh, is this stadium, even though it's new, it's not acceptable. We need a new place. And yet St. Louis was willing to give him a stadium. And he's like, no, I'm just going to take $5 billion. I'll build it in L.A. It's like, screw you guys.
Yeah, he's literally crying crocodile tears among everybody in the NFL.
Yeah.
What a way to screw St. Louis over.
Yeah, I love how I love the irony behind
it. Mm-hmm.
And
he's out again.
Again.
Jeez, Bobby.
Good gosh, bro.
It makes me wonder if his router's like all jacked up or something, because he's been going out a lot lately.
Oh, no.
It actually looks like he probably lost internet connection altogether because he's frozen in the stream.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I'm sorry my Wi-Fi's so
Yeah, your
crap.
Wi-Fi's ass.
and he's frozen again.
Yeah, no shit.
There you go.
Did I do better on that?
Yeah, there you go. You're in low resolution, but you're at least on. Oh God.
Woo!
There you go. It's like your Wi-Fi's taking a bender tonight.
I know, right?
At least my bender could go through something.
Yeah, true. True.
Wait, how do you even know that?
No, I know what the joke is. So, but anyways, I was gonna say now in the pre-show before we actually went on and started recording this episode, Bobby, you were also mentioning about Elven Kamara, and I guess his Wi-Fi took a crap again.
Yep. And another one.
Yeah. It's like, geez, dude. It's almost making me think his Wi-Fi's got diarrhea or something tonight, or ate something that wasn't good.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, there
he is.
Yeah, so I was saying, fuck you, Wi-Fi. Anyway, so the deal is.
And the Wi-Fi said that for you too.
Yeah, exactly. It's giving karma. It's a payback. Oh God.
Oh man.
His Wi-Fi's possessed or something. Oh, I forgot. He's probably at low grade optimum down there.
Oh man.
Jeez.
Oh.
As I say, I know my Wi-Fi sucks sometimes, but it doesn't go out that bad. And the sad thing is I have a really good router and really good Wi-Fi setup here too, and yet I'm actually thinking of upgrading it because it's basically the router I've had it for over 5 years now. It's actually one of those things where I just need to upgrade it anyways.
Yeah.
So.
Thanks. I just heard that last part that I needed an upgrade.
Yeah, I think your router and everything might need a little upgrade the way it's performing lately.
Mm-hmm.
I might just have to shut the Wi-Fi off and come right back. It's probably not that difficult. But anyway, as I was fucking saying, Elven Kamara and the Saints are having trouble with a contract dispute. And if things don't go their way, according to Elvie and the Saints, then they might have to trade him. And there's a possibility he's on the trade block.
Hey, can you think about what would happen if...
Did you get any of that I just said?
Yes, we did.
Yes, we did. Your Wi-Fi actually stayed for more than 30 seconds.
Real.
Yeah, well,
But yeah, can you picture if...
Tell me something I don't know yet, Tom.
Yeah, can you picture if the Bills were able to land Elven Kamara in a trade, though?
Yeah, if you do that, you have to trade either Singletary or Moss. You have to pick your poison.
Right.
That's the only problem is they try to get Kamara. I mean, it's not out of the picture. I mean, they tried to trade for him in April, or at least they were rumored to get him, but that was before they took Zach Moss.
That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I even made a damn video about it on YouTube. I don't even know what I did with it. I don't know if I privately saved it or I deleted it. I don't remember what I did with it. But it was definitely made. I mean, I know Sean's face here saw my video, and he's like, yeah, I could see that, bro. Thank you. Thank you for inspiring me today. I have to go make my Elven Kamara video now.
Oh, man. It's like... I was like, hey, your Wi-Fi's actually stayed on for more than a minute. Hey.
And he's gone again.
Oh, I spoke too soon.
Oh.
I don't know what they gave him with his cable line down there, but obviously his hardware is either paying him back or he's done something to really give him bad karma on the hardware.
Yeah, it's probably bad karma.
Yeah, probably. He probably got in there too many times.
Well, did I come back now? Am I back down to earth yet?
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah, you're probably like on 120 resolution, but it's all good.
120 resolution? What the hell is that? Is that some like
Basically,
technical thing I'm supposed to know about?
Well, if you're normally running HD, it's 720, so minus 600 from that, it means basically your picture sucks right now. But at least
I don't know what sucks more.
Good. Oh, I guess he's gone again.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is funny. This is rich.
He must have insulted the internet god so much today to the point where they're giving him epic payback.
For real.
Either that or some Jets fan probably hacked into his Wi-Fi and decided to go crazy with it.
Oh gosh. I can't
They're
imagine.
probably like, well, Sam Darnold is the greatest quarterback ever. Why are you talking crap about our team? Everybody knows Woody is the best GM and best owner that ever existed. So here to you, Bobby. We're going to go ahead and hack into your Wi-Fi and we're going to make it epic hell.
I could actually see a Jets fan doing that.
I totally could. I mean, he's pissed off enough of them. So.
Yep. If they're petty enough, they'll do it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, well, he figures out what's going on there, which who knows how long that's going to take. But if he actually shows back up again, maybe he'll actually do the unplug the router for a while and plug it back in. Who knows? But
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, might have to. but actually, one of the things, as long as we're on here, of course, big thing that we ended up announcing on Friday was actually the new site, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Oh, hey, Genius, you're actually back.
Hey, welcome back.
Relatively better now.
Thanks, Dick.
Our conspiracy theory is some Jets fan probably hacked into your hardware.
Well, I'm gonna tell that Jet fan. I'm gonna grab a dildo and shove it up his ass.
Oh God.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we should name this episode "Bobby Gets Hacked."
There you go. There's the title right there.
There it is.
There it is.
That's the name.
Yep, definitely. That's the title of it. So, oh God. Anyways, one of the things we also want to talk about before we get into some more of the sports stuff is if you haven't checked out our new website, definitely check it out, hornsandhooves.net.
Yes, and you can also watch Tom's retreating hairline live on TV. Same goes with Sean.
Or you can watch Bobby shrinking sack.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
As he takes the abuse from good old Dumbledore when he was on once.
Fucking Dumbledore. That guy rat on everybody here. Oh, I'm too young to be on here. Well, I offer you a spot. And you said, no. That's okay.
True.
I don't really care.
That's
He's a 16-year-old boy who is literally a little boy who thinks he has this big branded company. So he's like, oh, I can't invest because I got to talk to my partners. I'm like, what partners? Your gay boyfriends or your friends that you live on the other side with? Like, seriously. It's like they have one channel and then they have another channel. And then it's like, hey, Don, you want to come work with us? Oh, no, sorry, I can't. Why? Because I'm not going behind my friend's back. I'm like, what? Your little fucking playhouse?
Jesus. Wow.
At least I was being honest.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
I'm just telling it as it is. Plus, it says right there on the screen, I'm a comedian, and I'm a podcaster, and I'm engaged. Yes, I am engaged, Brittany. If you're listening, I love you to death, but I got to deal with these two idiots first.
Well, Big Fresh Man Sean is known as the Peacekeeper.
The Peacekeeper?
I mean,
and the voice of reason on his show.
and you're now concerned, foodie. What the fuck is foodie, Tom?
You don't know what a foodie is? That means it's like I actually like to go to like different places and try stuff out. Like if I'm going to like breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever. not afraid to try new places.
I thought it was an insulting term to call yourself, like, I don't know, a food addict or something. I don't know.
Foodie is it's like one of those things. Like Guy Fieri's a foodie. He likes to like travel like on that dinners, drive-ins, and dives or whatever it is. He'll like go out, try new places, all that stuff. So
Okay, then.
not
Mighty Italian. I mean, Mighty Italian from Vinny Tarcasio. I'm a Mighty Italian table maker. Yeah, I fuck wood all day.
Yeah. Well, and then it's actually one of the things we're happy to announce too. Our buddy Ryan Coggill from our old channels is actually back with us full time now, and of course he is the emergency management guru.
Yes, he is somehow in some way.
Yes, I actually found a picture of him in his EM gear.
Looks like he's travel. He looks like he's about to win through Candyland. Yeah, I won.
Right. And of course, we'll get his bio coming soon. But that was actually, I think that was when he was on the Navy ship or something like that, because I know he was with the Navy cadets and he did some different things. But yep, there you go. He's like got his nice little radio right on his collar there. It's like breaker.
Tom, I hate to break it to you, pal, but that's a little fucking creepy that you're talking to a picture of somebody who worked in the Navy. Yeah, guys, you can see, audience, you can see right here, he's got his cute little microphone and his sunglasses, and I just want to touch him when I see him.
Dude, you
Yeah.
sure that dildo you're talking about that was like getting in and hacking your stuff, you sure that you're not taking it right now?
Nope, I am perfectly healthy.
Okay, good. Oh, man. But anyways, business on the site. We do have our episodes of Buffalo After Dark, obviously, which do get uploaded, and it actually feeds right off our YouTube channel. So we do have that. Of course, if you actually want to send us some good mail, hate mail, whatever you want, yes, this is actually a real email address, a real email form that goes to a real email address that we actually get to take a look at.
You can write to us saying, "Dear Buffalo Bob, you are a douchebag. Why don't you ever shut the fuck up? Sincerely, Stanley from Tonawanda, New York."
Right. And then, of course, we have the real-time Twitter feed also. So, I mean, we're up and running. So definitely feel free to give us your thoughts, give us your comments, hate mail, whatever you want to throw in it. Definitely feel free to check it out.
I mean, you can even send Tom a pack of Bosley to get his hair back.
Shut up, dude. Actually, I'm thinking I might just shave it off at some point. Shave it all off, keep the goatee. So
Well, keep the beard. Just shave your head, dude.
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'll probably do that at some point. Do that. I ain't paying.
You probably should.
Not paying thousands of dollars for a total restoration on the back, so.
I just noticed you have like no arms when you did this.
Oh yeah, the virtual background. So.
Yeah, of Bill Stadium.
Yeah, exactly. No longer the era field. Thanks to New Era being morons.
Yep. Oh, and by the way, I want to talk about a little bit of the Johnny Gaudreau rumors lately that's been going around. And supposedly the Sabres are one of the teams linked to his name as far as the trade rumor mill goes.
Yeah, go for it.
Is it worth it? Is it worth it?
Anything will help right now. I mean, especially after what Botterill did to the team. I mean, anything to give us some more offensive or defensive firepower, we need it.
I think so. I'm really interested in what Kevin Adams could do because this is a pretty big offseason for him, even though he's a rookie GM.
Mm-hmm. Right, and especially with
that's what I think.
I mean, I'm hoping that he has some smarts over Botterill. I mean, I understand Botterill's philosophy of everything, but he was not approaching it in the right way.
Nope. And then every excuse when he got blasted was, it's a situation where.
Well, Jason Botterill, everything's a situation. You got to deal with it.
Yeah, it's a situation where this, it's a situation where that. Like, yeah, genius. It's your job. You're supposed to be held accountable. If you just came out and told the press tomorrow, oh, yeah, it's my fault, that's on me, everybody would be more lenient. Be like, okay, now do your job.
Right. But of course, everything is a situation.
Basically. Imagine Trevor was here. He'd be going all off on that.
Oh, I know. Actually, one of these days we'll have to get him back on here sometime. I know he's actually down at Fredonia right now. He's back in school, and he ended up putting out another podcast the other day, which was pretty good to listen to. So
Wait, he's in Themyscira? What?
yeah, he's at Fredonia. He's back in college.
Where the hell is Fredonia?
From Buffalo, about at least a good hour south.
Yeah, somewhere in the southern tier.
Yeah, it's basically.
It sounds like a.
Yeah, it's kind of like. The only thing in Fredonia is you basically have, I mean, it's not a big town by any means. I mean, you have a couple plazas, you have a super Walmart, and you have a prison next to the Fredonia State. And
Yeah, speaking of breaking news, we actually have some baseball. Yeah, we actually have some breaking news in baseball. And the 2021 Major League Baseball draft will be held at the Atlanta Braves during the MLB All-Star break next summer from July 11th through July 13th of 2021 between 20 to 30 rounds.
Wow. Sure, I think I might go there since I live there. Since I live here.
Yeah, I was going to say, Truist Park is not that far from you.
No. Yeah.
No, it's not. And he could just go, hey, guys, I'm here in my Yankee jersey. Don't punch me. Fuck the Braves.
Yeah,
Well, at least it's good to know I'm the only Yankees fan over there.
well, that's cool. It's like one of those things. The Braves almost give you a reason to be a Yankees fan because the Braves just suck.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what's worse. The Braves or this beer.
Yeah.
I don't know what tastes.
Hey, there's your sponsor for tonight.
Yes, and yes, I haven't gotten around to doing it. So anyway, tonight's sponsor is by Yuli Dry Hops Pale Ale. It tastes exactly like Shock Top. If anybody out there who's a fan of Shock Top, this is exactly where you can find this. You can find it at a local beer resort. They're not fucking Stop and Shop, as you will not find it at Stop and Shop. It's one of those, I guess, one of those parlay warehouses where you can recycle your cans and garbage and whatever, and then next to it is like a beer area where you can pick all kinds of beer. You can find this. And if you're interested where you can buy this crap, this is in, not really sure where, but it's there. But yeah, it's considered as the #1 beer in the Yeti-esque series, and it's mixed with Galaxy, Citri, and Maziar with a 6.3% ALC by volume with 1 pint. This literally is 1 pint. Could you imagine this? It's a picture, if you could see it, of the fucking Wendigo on the bottom, and it has Bigfoot right there.
Nice.
Yeah, so if you can find Yuli, give it a shot. It tastes like Shock Top.
Cool. Yeah, there's actually that kind of, you know what? That actually makes me remember this one beer I had this one time. It's called Young's Double Chocolate Drought, or Young's Double Chocolate Stout, actually. And the way that stuff was set up, I mean, really good taste. I had it at a gastropub down that doesn't exist anymore on the Elmwood Strip in Buffalo, but I remember that was one of the first beers I had there that night, and it was like a 5.2% ABV just to kick it off and everything. Then I ended up hitting one that was like almost 10%, and pretty much by that time I was like passed out drunk in my friend's house until about 5 o'clock in the morning.
Interesting.
Yeah, but the double
I
chocolate.
actually found a mystery. I actually just. Yeah, sorry. I actually found an Easter egg on the can. Somebody help me out here. I think I found Sean.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, I just called you Bigfoot.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm so insulted right now.
No, that might have been Ryan Thomas when I showed up on his show the one time, and basically me showing up on his show got him the most ever viewers, and he's been doing podcasting way longer than any of us have.
Who?
Remember when I went on Ryan Thomas in the Thomas Take? that one time, and I did
No.
like a 2-hour show with him.
Oh, I don't remember this.
Yeah, it was before we ended up going with those idiots over at Cold Front for a while, but basically I went on the show once and we talked a lot of hockey. We talked a lot of different things. Me and him had a little bit of falling out. I have no ill will towards him or anything like that, but I still remember it was the most watched show that he has had on his channel, and I think it still is to this day if I remember right. But I'm like, look at it's like the views. I'm like, dude, I've never been on your show before, and yet I'm getting you more views than you've ever had. So it was just weird, but.
Then maybe you're somehow a local celebrity in Buffalo.
Well, I remember one time somebody actually someone from our old page actually stopped me in a warehouse club once and wanted to talk for a little bit. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So it's all good.
Did they ask for a picture? Remember when I was in Buffalo last fall when I was here for the Bills opener?
Yeah,
we went to Imperial Pizza. It was you, me.
Yeah,
you, me, and my fiance.
Yeah, we were having
dinner. And one of the waiters recognized me and he says, "Yo, you're Buffalo Bob. Can I have a picture with you?"
Yeah, I remember that too. I remember he did the picture and everything.
I forget the guy's name, and I feel bad about not asking because I wanted to see the picture myself. So I'm just like, you know what? Let it go. It's not really worth it then.
Yeah.
I mean, I was obviously being nice for the fan, but
right.
You know, I was just in Buffalo for that whole week, me and my fiance, and the next thing you know, we're all around town, and some guy just somehow recognizes me in the middle of Buffalo.
Yeah, because I remember when you came up, I ended up getting out of work around like 5:30 in the afternoon. I ended up picking you guys up, and then we ended up going for pizza over at Imperial, and then we ended up taking a little bit of time where we went downtown. I know we ended up seeing Shays and different places, and the Riverworks complex we went by. So, I mean, we got to see a lot that night actually, and then we ended up hitting Toronto. I think like either like the day after or like it was like either the next day or the day after. But it was a good trip.
It was something like that.
Yeah,
it definitely was. We definitely got to take a road trip to a non-neutral area for all of us, like you, me, Sean, etc. Little Horns and Hooves trip, get together and go somewhere, and we can all watch a Bills game or a Sabres game for that matter.
Yeah.
I'm down with it.
Yeah, I totally go for it. I mean, hey, one thing I could always throw out there, I mean, I'm very familiar with the city of Pittsburgh. If you ever want to see Pittsburgh Penguins and the Sabres go at it, I mean, I'm very, very familiar with that city. I mean, I almost lived there, so. But I still like to get back there every now and then too, just to see like what's different. And I mean, honestly, Pittsburgh's a fun city. It really is. I mean, there's a lot to see down there. It's a lot like Buffalo in many ways. I mean, it's just, but the scenery, especially like fall and so forth, with all the slopes and everything and the hills, it's just really cool.
Seems like it. I mean, I've never been to Pittsburgh, so.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, I don't know what would lie ahead for me as far as that, but I think if there's a place we should all go to is Tennessee.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been in Nashville, and I've been in.
Yeah, I've been there too, Nashville.
Yeah, I've driven through Memphis before, so been through all parts of the state. But I mean, I have family that lives in Nashville, and I was down there last November actually. That was actually when I drove a 16-foot box truck back.
What about someplace? How about someplace like Arizona?
Well, my dad lives outside of Phoenix.
Yeah, I got enough heat to deal with. I don't want to deal with no more heat. I'm good.
Yeah, and actually, my dad said Phoenix is a total dump right now too. So.
Arizona.
Yeah, well, no, Phoenix, Arizona. He said it's totally like a place you don't want to go right now. It's
right.
like all the people.
Oh, you know what's a good topic?
What's that?
Yeah. Oh, you know what's a good topic I forgot to mention is apparently, according to Eklund, because everybody somehow follows him, he was reporting the other day that the Buffalo Sabres have a 25% chance to get Taylor Hall here. And the replies that people have been giving are saying, do not get Taylor Hall. I'm like, why? You need offensive help. It doesn't matter if he's a quote-unquote cancer, because that's how everybody labels him as. And then all of a sudden now, here we are talking about this. And people are just like, you know what? I don't mind if they get Taylor Hall. If it's a 2-3 year deal, go ahead. I don't care. But if it's like a 5-year deal, if it's like a 5-year deal or a 6-year deal, then that's a problem. But I would not mind Taylor Hall and the Sabres one bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't either because, honestly, they need all the offensive upgrades they can get. I mean, they need scoring. Taylor Hall can score. Question solved.
And yet people will not shut the hell up about not getting some offensive help. It's like, well, what other options are there at the moment? And there was even some rumors about Alex Pietrangelo coming to Buffalo at one point.
Right. Well, I remember when that was out, but, I mean, can you picture, like, Eichel and Taylor Hall or Skinner and Taylor Hall? It's like, there would be some good line combinations they can work with.
They certainly can, but they have to work. I mean, they tried that experiment with Ryan O'Reilly and Evander Kane 5 years ago, but that never panned out.
Yeah, it didn't. And both of them are gone to other teams.
Yep. And Botterill now gets the dump because of that infamous trade that he pulled.
Yeah, one of the worst returns I've ever seen on a trade ever.
Oh, my God. That was a clusterfuck. I mean, yeah, and do you guys think – now, here's something I really want to ask you guys, because I know this is a very hard question to answer, but do any of you think that there's going to be a surprise cut by the Bills before Saturday's deadline? Because the deadline to cut people is at 4 o'clock on Saturday, and I'm curious if anybody comes to mind as far as anybody that could get released.
Oh, boy. Now that you mentioned it, I don't know, could it possibly Duke Williams? I hope not, because I like the guy. He can play good, but I don't know.
Duke Williams? Tom, what about you?
Let me kind of think about it for a minute because I have an idea here. Now, if it was before last season, I would have said a surprise would have been Zay Jones, but that ended up being no surprise. I would say that's a tough question, honestly. I would not be surprised if at the wide receiver position, I would say I hope Duke Williams is not out, but don't be surprised if Isaiah McKenzie gets a chop and block.
Ooh. Dang.
And the reason I'm thinking about that is, I mean, when Bills ended up getting so I'm thinking McKenzie is probably out. And that would be my surprise because the way I look at it, especially with the core that they have now with Stephon Diggs, I mean, you have John Brown still here, Cole Beasley, Gabriel Davis, who they ended up picking up, Hodgins, and then Roberts. I mean, you have a pretty good core right there. I mean, you've got 6 good guys. So then what happens is then that kind of leaves Robert Foster, Duke Williams, and McKenzie right there. I hope Duke Williams stays because he can be a very good player, and he's come in and done a lot of good things. Robert Foster can do some good things also, but I would just say between the 3, though, I would say McKenzie is probably going to be the surprise cut.
Makes sense. I mean, for me, if I'm talking about players who I think could get cut, and nobody's talking about this, in my opinion, it's going to be Trent Murphy. Because there's a reason why the Bills ended up drafting A.J. Epinesa. And I remember having this interview. If you remember, Sean, I remember asking you, which player do you think will have the biggest impact? You said A.J. Epinesa.
Yep, I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back in April. You said it was Epinesa. But then we weren't really thinking much of Trent Murphy, per se. And plus, if they cut him, I think he gets, his payment. But the Bills save, I think, about maybe $8 million in cap if they cut Williams. I mean, not Williams, Murphy. Sorry.
Well, it'd be a good point because, I mean, that is a big hit on the Bucs if they don't get rid of him. Well, if they keep him, it's a big hit. If they get rid of him, I mean, that is going to free up a lot of money.
Yep.
True. But, I mean, as long as Bean and McDermott are here, I don't see the Bills ever being in a situation where they're in quote-unquote cap hell. I just don't see it happening.
I mean, actually, a comparable we could say is with the system that Bean and McDermott have put in and the fact that they can stay relatively cap friendly and they can move players in and out of the system. I would say it could be pretty fair to compare it to early on with the New England Patriots when you had Robert Kraft, of course, taking the team, and of course Belichick coming in. They developed a system where they can just rotate players in and out, not bust the salary cap, and you have people. It basically just keeps on going like a machine.
Somehow, in some way, and they cut everybody, but they other than Brady and Gronk. But now things have obviously turned, the tables, tides have turned. So now things are a little bit differently. But I think the Bills could be in that situation where they don't have to necessarily overpay for a good player, but they can bring in talent, and then they can keep them here long term, and then they can end up winning and competing for championships. And what's really funny is while I'm on that discussion, Chris Sims on Pro Football Talk the other day, he was talking to Mike Florio about the Buffalo Bills, and they said that he could see the Bills making the Super Bowl, and not just making it, but winning it.
It's certainly possible. I mean, especially with the talent that they're putting together now. I mean, I could see it happening within a few years where they have a pretty good run.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely a tall order. I think this season, and I'm gonna go pretty big on this one. I feel like we can at least make it to the AFC Championship.
I agree with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I agree.
I take that step forward first.
Because I was thinking this the other day, and because with the way we structured our offense and how we beefed up our defense and working on our special teams, I really do see the Bills making it into the AFC Championship this season, at least.
It's possible, but then again, you have to deal with a really tough AFC conference. You have teams like Kansas City. You have teams like Baltimore, and then you have teams somehow like the Titans. But the thing is, I don't see the Titans repeating what they did last year. Because what they did last year was remarkable, but I don't see them doing what they did last year. I think they're going to take a huge step back. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Definitely possible because, I mean, I think what happened is that a lot of the cards fell the right way for Tennessee last year, and especially with a lot of the breaks that they ended up getting. I just don't see them right now having the depth like we have, and they just don't have the offensive firepower right now, especially at QB. I mean, they just don't have it. So, I mean, I just don't see where Tennessee is going to make that big run again.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is that Derrick Henry carried that team through the playoffs.
But the problem is he's good. That's the problem with Derrick Henry. He's amazing.
Yeah, but
right.
he's like the only good player on offense that the Titans got.
That is not true at all.
Crap. I said this the wrong way. The thing is, oh crap! I don't even know what I'm saying now. I still feel like he carried the team against the Patriots and the Ravens. That's how I felt.
Right.
Yeah,
and speaking of, yeah, I mean, I don't really know. It's hard to say because Derrick Henry's a good player. The Titans have a good offensive line, but getting rid of Jack Conklin's huge. But then again, the Titans can't afford everybody. But I feel like now that Tannehill finally got his big boy contract after all these years of being abused by the Dolphins, I think now the Titans will view him as a starting quarterback for 3-4 years. But then again, you have to understand, Ryan Tannehill's never had this much success in the playoffs until this year. So this could very well be a one-year wonder for him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's almost in a way similar to what happened with what we were talking about earlier on the show about Blake Bortles. We were talking about Blake Bortles about how he's not very good, but he was part of the Jacksonville team that made it to the AFC Championship game against the Patriots 3 years ago. So the Titans in this situation could be just like Jacksonville. I mean, they're not bragging about Duval or Saxonville. They're not doing what the Jaguars did because what the Jaguars did was very arrogant. The Titans are a completely different story, but I don't know if they're going to be able to compete what they were able to accomplish last year. They might make the playoffs, but I don't see them going what they did last year.
No, I don't see that either.
Right, I would agree. I mean, it's almost like one of those one and dones for them. I mean, unless they make some massive upgrades going forward, I mean, they have to do a lot better offensively. Their defense is okay, but they need to still add some key players there. I mean, if they can do that, then that'll be one thing. But for right now, I don't see it happening.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings about the Titans. I mean, I like them. Well, actually, yeah, I don't mind them too much, but like I want them to be good, but like it's hard to picture them. That's basically what I'm trying to get out of this.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, it'd be like picturing the Miami Dolphins right now. I mean, I just don't see them making anything happen right at the moment. Actually, I think Miami's in worse shape than Tennessee in some ways.
You know what? I have a very interesting question for you two. Who do you think is going to be better, the Dolphins or the Jets?
Oh boy,
Wow.
good question.
Well, I mean, the Dolphins have a better upside in Tagovailoa versus Darnold. The only problem is Tagovailoa has never played an NFL snap.
I mean,
Well, Tua's never played
have,
it.
I mean, I would have to go with the Dolphins. I don't know, because right now the Jets are a mess. They're in a bigger mess than Miami is.
And yet they think, oh, there's no egos in the room because Marcus May said, oh, there's no egos because they got rid of Jamal Adams. It's like, yeah, that doesn't mean shit because it pretty much means that you're just trying to cover up and pretend everything is fine when in reality, nothing over there is fine at the moment. Everybody fucking hates Adam Gase. Everybody hates him.
Oh, yeah. As I say, the New York media eats them alive.
Yeah, and to me, Jets fans will be in denial all season until reality slaps in the face. Adam Gase is not a good head coach. But, yeah, we got to give him one more year. You know, our offense was banged up. Our defense wasn't just there yet. And we were proud to go 7-9. And yet they'll try to bring up Josh Allen's rookie year at 6-10. And yet the Jets were 4-12. It's like, listen, if Darnold was so good, the Jets would be in the playoffs by now.
Right. Or that 7-9 record would have been at least 8-8.
At best, but 7-9 is probably the best record they've had in like 6-7 years.
Right.
Yeah, they just need to get rid of him ASAP. I'm sorry, he ain't doing it for them.
Oh, he's not.
Here's a good question for everyone, and this is actually a tougher one. Who is worse for the Jets, Todd Bowles or Adam Gase?
Adam Gase, easily.
Yeah, Gase. There's no hard choice about that.
Yeah, because a lot
That's
of
not even
right. Because I know that there were people that always like talked about Bowles quite a bit. Adam Gase, wow.
Yeah, Gase is the worst.
He really is. I would laugh, and I love how Jets fans think that Joe Douglas is going to be just like Brandon Beane. It's like, dude, you got a long way to go. Because you can make because everything they do is an excuse. Oh, this player was injured. This guy didn't play. I'm like, well, what are you going to say now that Jamal Adams is not on the team anymore? Oh, the Jets are in great position. You know, they're going to be a hot destination because, you know, they have 4 first-round picks in 2 years. And, of course, they're going to be a top target for an up-and-coming head coach. I'm like, who cares? If you don't know what you're doing, you're fucked.
Well, very true.
And to me, Joe Douglas ended up drafting players who got hurt for the majority of their careers. Denzel Mims is injured. Ashton Davis is injured. Michael Perrine just got injured. That's 3 draft picks I just named by the Jets that are already injured. This could be a very serious case for them if they don't pan out. And Jets fans think that everything they do will be just fine. Like they'll just be magically good, and then they'll be better than the Bills in their own delusional world. And that's just like, well, what are you going to do about it?
Very true story.
They're delusional. I don't know who's more delusional, them or Jaguars fans.
Wow. They're both bad.
Yep.
They're both delusional.
Ooh. That's a good point.
Yeah. But
They're both delusional.
I still have to go with the Jets, but barely.
Yeah, it's probably like by 0.2. I would go Jets. Because I mean,
you know what though?
They're pretty damn delusional.
Yeah.
At least Jaguars fans that know they're gonna suck. Jets fans are a completely different story. Oh yeah, 7-9. Darnold's getting better. He needs all the help they can get, and then they have 2 first-round picks in this coming draft, and they're at this point linked to Jamar Chase, from LSU, who's a wide receiver. He's supposed to be the best receiver in the nation. So I don't know for a fact that that's going to stockpile on him as far as, without Joe Burrow and et cetera. So really, it's hard to say exactly what the Jets are going to do. But honestly, as far as Joe Douglas is concerned, I do not think he's going to be a good general manager for the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yep. And actually, I found something pretty interesting. So our buddy Justin Eric with the 11-day power play. So there's his nice little celebration picture.
Woo! There you go.
All right, good job, man. It's like basically, I love the comment that one of his friends put on here. Guy scores 1 goal, he's acting like Messier. Justin, we'll see you on the show sometime soon too, because I know you wanted to jump on a little bit. So we'll definitely get you on in one of these days.
Go Daddy. In the back, it said Go Daddy, like the company.
Yep. Oh, yeah, the fake fans. The cutouts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cutouts.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Did we cover the stadium issue with the Bills? Like after the first 2 games, they'll have fans come into the stadium by October.
Well, that's if Cuomo allows it, because apparently now we're on the caution flag list or something like that. Apparently, I guess.
You guys are fine.
Yeah, I mean, he says we're going up, but I mean, it's less than 2%. We're fine. So I think it happens at some point.
He's doing this to get votes. Everybody knows it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least anybody with a brain knows.
True. So we'll see what happens, and I mean, I'm pretty sure it's gonna work out. There'll be fans in the stadium at some point this season.
I think so too.
I mean, if not, I can guarantee you people will probably revolt around here.
Well, it's already official. The Bills are having fans at the stadium, so you can't really change that.
Right. So, just biggest thing we'll do is just, let's hope that all goes well. Everyone gets to be able to watch the games. And, I mean, that's going to be one of the things that, I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
If I can get in for an actual seat this year over there, that'd be nice.
That's for sure. So why don't we do this before we wrap up the show? Because we're not going to see each other until next Friday. Because that right after that point, it will be Chiefs-Texans, and then we won't be able to predict the games. So why don't we predict the games of each game for the week and do it on a daily basis? What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we can do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Cool. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring up the schedule, and let's see what we got going on. So I'm going to put it up on the screen just so everyone can take a look at it, and then we'll do a little bit of predictions here. All right. So week 1, Thursday, September 10th. So considering that basically the next time that we come back, let's see. Well, next Friday will actually be the 11th. So basically the season opener. Texans versus Chiefs. That'll be an interesting matchup.
I got
Yeah, I'll be 28 by the time next time. Shoot. So this is my last episode of being 27 years old.
Happy birthday, you young fuck.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, all right, Bobby, give us a prediction.
I'm going with the Chiefs.
Awesome. What do you think, Sean?
I got the Chiefs too.
Yep. I'm going to go the same way. I think what happens, Chiefs have way too much offensive firepower. Especially with having Mahomes right at the center there. So, actually, I'll even drop a score prediction. I'm going to predict 28-10.
I'm going to say 45-14.
Ooh, blowout.
Well, what do the Texans have other than Watson?
I'm going to say 38-14.
Okay. Cool.
I still can't go. I still cannot get over that divisional game, man. Holy crap.
Right. Oh, man.
Giving up a 24-0 lead in the first half.
Ouch.
Embarrassing.
That was pretty bad.
I know. But then it gets interesting on September 13th when we have week 1 and the early games, of course. The first one, The Philadelphia Eagles versus the Washington football team, as they're now referred to, because we can no longer say Redskins.
Thanks, you fucking liberals.
Why not just call them woke?
There you go. The Washington woke. Ooh, that's gonna be a bad matchup too. I would not want to watch that game.
Nope.
Nah.
Oh god. The Dolphins Patriots. Patriots will blow them out. Probably.
Well, I actually have the Dolphins beating the Pats.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
And I have the Eagles beating the Washington football team, so call it that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eagles will take that.
The Patriots are a mess, but I still got them winning.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I mean,
I don't think I picked the Eagles Washington game. I picked the Eagles, man. Screw it.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Then of course, actually, we got a good NFC North matchup: the Packers versus the Vikings. And I almost have to say, with it being in Minnesota and knowing how bad the draft was for the Packers this year, I'm actually going to say Minnesota's been getting better. I'm going to say it's going to be a tight game. Vikings take it.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you here. I'm going to say the Vikings win this game 27-17, and I'm also calling it now. Yannick Ngakoue is going to have a forced fumble and a sack. Calling it now.
Nice.
Yeah, I got the Vikings winning too. About 24-17.
Yeah, we really never talked about that trade, but I think it's good for Minnesota long term. But we'll see how it goes from there. But yeah, the Vikings are going to beat the Packers, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm thinking Minnesota will be 27-21. So, I mean, I think that Green Bay will still have some offensive firepower because, of course, you have Rodgers. But, I mean, seeing that the defensive line can only do so much and the fact that he doesn't have many weapons around him, I mean, it's just Minnesota's got the more complete team.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah. Then we have the Colts versus the Jaguars. That'll be interesting.
I expect a shit show. I think it's going to be a win for the Colts.
Yeah, I think so too.
Okay. Yep, same here. And then we have another NFC matchup, the Bears versus the Lions.
I think I'm going to pick the Lions on this one.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm going to pick the Bears.
Okay. I'm thinking tight game. I almost have to go Chicago on this one. It's going to be brutal. I mean, it's not going to be a game worth watching, but I think Chicago gets the edge on that. Then, of course, the AFC games. The Las Vegas Raiders for the first time. We're saying that Vegas versus the Panthers.
I'm going to take the Raiders.
Yeah, I'm going to take them too.
Okay.
I just don't think the Panthers are good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be the outlier here. Even though I think that the Raiders are better overall versus the Panthers, Teddy Bridgewater is making his debut. I think he's going to want to make a statement. I think it's going to be a tight game, probably a 3-point game, but I'm going to give Carolina the edge on that.
Okay.
All right. Fair
Then,
enough.
of course, the next one, the Jets versus the Bills. That's easy. Bills.
Okay, move on, Buffalo.
Yep,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Next.
Then, of course, the bloodbath, the Browns versus the Ravens.
Ravens.
Yes. Yep. Ravens, definitely. Seahawks versus the Falcons.
Seahawks.
Falcons.
Really?
I'm going with the Falcons.
Okay.
Because you know why? Because Seattle sucks on the road.
Well, the other thing I look at with Seattle that could hurt them is that they're rebuilding their defense right now.
Well, yeah, they traded 2 first-round picks for a Pro Bowl safety. And if they don't pan out, then there goes your 2 first-round picks.
Yeah. And Atlanta's actually been building up pretty good lately, too. So I will give that one to Atlanta. So we'll do that. The Chargers versus the Bengals.
Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers.
Hands down. Yep, Chargers. Cardinals versus the 49ers.
Niners.
I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
Really?
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, the Cardinals have a much better offense right now than the 49ers. I'm not a big fan of Jimmy G, but I think Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins could do something really special. Not to mention you have Christian Kirk and Larry Fitzgerald there.
Okay. All right. Then, of course, later in the afternoon, we have the Bucks versus the Saints. So Tom Brady's making his Tampa Bay debut.
I'm going with the Saints.
I don't know. I'm going to go with the Saints. I think the Saints are going to win that game.
Even though Brady and Gronk are on the Buccaneers now, and although they did make some good moves to help give Brady some weapons, he is nowhere close to the weapons that he had in New England. And I mean, and the good thing about the Saints, they hold their own. They're pretty good with bringing in players under the radar that can still perform. And I mean, the only thing that'll be interesting is see what happens with Elven Kamara. But I mean, the Saints have a good run game, and Drew Brees is still effective. So I'm gonna give it to the Saints.
Yeah, so we all unanimously agree that it's going to be the Saints.
Yep.
Okay.
And the Cowboys versus the LA Rams, the first game in the new SoFi Stadium. They only cost about $5 billion a build.
Yeah, only $5 billion.
Yeah,
Just about right.
yeah, good old job, Kroenke is Lewis.
I'm going to go with the Rams.
For me, I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
This is one time I hope the Cowboys give them a loss. I really hope that they destroy the Rams because, I mean, that would just be hilarious, especially with it being a primetime game in their new home field. I would love to see what the new coaching staff has done with the Cowboys.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Dallas could do some damage, but it really depends on what Mike McCarthy does.
Right. Well, if he can use Zeke in the right ways, I mean, he should be all right.
Okay, it works.
Yeah. Then, of course, the Monday games, we have the Steelers versus the Giants.
That's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
That is going to be a good one. I'm going to go with Steelers.
I'm going with the Giants.
Really? What?
Yeah. I mean, of course, they got Daniel Jones, and everybody doubted him from last season, and look how he turned out. You know, he did pretty
Right.
well.
Yeah, Jones has some good.
I feel like he's got that momentum going in for this season.
Right. I mean, you have to figure too. I mean, New York finally ended up getting some weapons for him.
Yep.
I mean, they also rebuilt their defense a little bit. That's an interesting matchup. It's actually, I'm glad that's gonna be a Monday night game. Honestly, you know, that'll be good to see.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be an upset. I think the Giants take it because here's why. The Steelers right now, yeah, they've had a good defense for a long time, but right now they're getting older. I don't think they have the answer right now for Daniel Jones. And the other thing I look at, especially on the QB side, how's Roethlisberger going to be after coming back from that injury?
Yeah, that's a good point. He's also almost 40 years old, so that's another problem the Steelers have.
Right.
But
Not as mobile as he used to be.
yeah. But for me, I think their defense alone will shut down the Giants. So that's why I'm taking the Steelers.
Okay. And then the other Monday night matchup on the 14th, we have the Titans versus the Broncos.
Oh gosh. I think I'm gonna go with an upset. I'm gonna take the Broncos.
I agree with you.
Okay. I think it's definitely possible for the Broncos to do it, and I think it's very winnable for them.
And plus, it's in the Mile High City, so the Broncos are usually pretty good at home. Plus, they got a brand new sexy toy to play with on offense.
Yep, very true. Oh, and they finally got money coming in. They actually finally got naming rights for their stadium again. So,
Oh, cool.
after a sports authority went out of business everywhere. So now, actually, they have a financial company sponsoring it. Now it's called Empower Field at Mile High. They're a big-time brokerage. So, I mean, they make a lot of money.
Wait, what's the name of the stadium?
It's called Empower Field at Mile High.
Empower Field.
Why is it at Mile High? Why can't you just call it Empower Field?
Well, because it's built next door to where Mile High Stadium used to be. They just always kept the name at Mile High for some reason.
Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, even the last couple names that they had, I mean, let's see, it was Bronco Stadium at Mile High. Then it was Invesco Field at Mile High. Then it was Sports Authority Field at Mile High. And now it's Empower Field at Mile High.
So basically, every name they've had in their stadium is basically named Mile High.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's pretty interesting. Like that, the Mile High name that like lives on even from the old Mile High Stadium.
Hmm.
I mean, well, it's actually a little fun fact. They actually built it to be similar to Mile High because what they did is instead of a lot of the stadiums that use like the concrete, like bleacher areas and stuff like that, they actually went with steel because they wanted the whole place to shake. And get
We
loud.
actually, guys, I don't mean to interrupt you, but we actually do have a trade in the NFL if you're interested.
Okay, yeah, go ahead with it.
What we got?
All right, so the Washington football team and the Las Vegas Raiders have agreed to a trade that will send tackle David Sharp to the Washington football team in exchange for it's Sharp and a 2021 7th-round pick from the Raiders in exchange for a 6th-round pick in 2021.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, and Matt Barzell looks like he's injured. Fuck. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to get out of the way was that trade.
Okay.
I just got the news just like a second ago.
Cool. You heard it here first.
So is there anything you guys want to say? Yep.
I think we've.
But is there anything you guys want to say before we wrap up?
Not really. Just definitely join us on the site. We've got that open. Definitely feel free to give us your comments, and then of course just keep an eye on the page during the week. I mean, we'll definitely have some different things as we go forward.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all gonna be fun going forward. And plus, we'll have our weekly prediction on every episode.
Yep, absolutely. So great stuff we can see. So as we get out of here, Bobby, where can everybody find you?
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and you can also follow me on the Big Y on YouTube at the Buffalo Bobcats.
All right, cool. Sean, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Big Fresh Matt, twitch.tv/BigFreshMatt, and I'm also on YouTube. Just search Big Fresh Matt.
Awesome. And of course, you can find me on the Tom Wojcik Show on YouTube. I also have, we also have the hornsandhooves.net site, which I've been making some little tweaks here and there as we need to. So I've got that going on. We have the Twitter, Horns and Hooves ENT, and that's updated as we have different stories come out. And then, of course, we're all here on Buffalo After Dark. So with that being said, let's get out of here for the week. So for Buffalo Bob, Big Fresh Man, I'm Tom. See you guys later. Take care of yourselves.
Jesus.
Take care, folks.